Hello, Scorpios. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. We are actually going to be doing something a little special for love today. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. I am Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. To all my loyal subscribers, thank you for being so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the videos, commenting on the videos, sharing the videos. Thank you for all of your support. Now, for those of you that are interested in the cards, I will be listing the cards below. We are not going to take time to cover the cards that we are using today because there are a lot of cards. As you can see, for this love reading, we're going to be covering some stuff for you, some stuff for them, and then we're going to be covering outcomes and some recommendations that the angels have for you. It's a lot of stuff that we're going to be covering today. Do keep in mind, this is a general reading for thousands of people. So if you find that the messages are not for you, that's okay. That just means they're not your messages this month. I would recommend going and listening to your moon or your rising sign, as you might find some messages in those if this does not resonate. When I pray and prepare, I do ask that all of you receive at least one message, but it is a general reading, so you may not. So hopefully you do. Again, if not, check out that moon or the rising sign. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Actually, let me make sure this is excellent. I'm going to be bringing the cards down so that they're close to the camera so that you can see the details, so we don't have to waste time with moving cards around the table all day long. So, Scorpios, this is your situation with regards to love in February 2019. You have the Knight of Pentacles, the woman holding a heart, and then you have engagement. And at the bottom it says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, this card is all about receiving attention, sharing emotions, giving comfort, but it's also about doing those things for ourselves. So you are not, they're saying, you're not focused on love at this time. Rather, you are focused on yourself, because you see she's holding this heart, but she's looking back toward this Knight of Pentacles. She's not looking toward the heart. She's not looking toward love. You are focused on yourself. You are focused on healing yourself. You're focused on recovering, they're saying. If you look at this card, you see that she's looking worn out, worn down. Even the horse is looking worn down. So you have been through this battle. You've been through this very difficult situation that is not related to love. And you're feeling kind of worn down, beat down. You're just worn out. And you are now just taking care of yourself. You're not really caring about love. You're not really caring about anything else. You're just trying to recover. Now, it's interesting because they're saying you're not in a relationship, but you have engagement. Okay. So we have birds, then we have the key, and we have the magnifying glass. As you know, norms are always read together. They give us a message together. Now, okay. So the key is, it's the key. It's the solution. It's that notable person. It's that person that frees someone, frees something, sets them free. So birds, this is also a committed couple. So, okay. What they're saying, the angels are saying that you're not in a relationship. You've not been in a relationship. You've been focused on this battle, this thing that you've been going through. This is a month that is going to change. So this person that's coming into your life, it is someone from the past. They're saying twin flame. Okay. So for some of you, this is your twin flame. For some, this is your twin soul. And for others, it is a divine love. It is somebody that you have a very strong connection with. That's funny. They're like jumping. They keep saying twin flame, twin flame. So a lot of you, for a number of you, this is actually your twin flame that's coming back. They're saying that there's some dynamics with that they're going to explain later on. Okay. But you're not getting engaged this month. I don't know. Maybe some of you are just going to show up with a rock. But you are the divine feminine. Now, do keep in mind as we're going through this reading, when it comes to twin flames or twin souls, there's always a divine masculine, there's always a divine feminine. Now, what body they're in, that can change. You can have a divine feminine and a masculine body. You can have a divine masculine and a feminine body. But to keep things straight, you are the divine feminine. He's the divine masculine. So, not saying he's going to show up with rock, but you have this love. You have this connection with him. It's never gone anywhere. But it's actually, you're going to actually come into union. You're actually going to progress forward. Now, it's interesting. When you look at these graphics, she's kind of staring forward like, oh, I was just sitting here doing my cross stitching. Oh, now he's in here. Where did this come from? She's got the same look as her, like, I'm worn out. I wasn't expecting this. She's still worn out from what she's gone through. Didn't expect this to come in. But he's going to be coming in. He's going to be coming in with it being an open book, they're saying. That's what's going to kick your relationship off. Because the thing is, what's happening right now, what's going to cause this to happen. He's been in this relationship. He's been coupled. He's about to break free from that. They're saying you're the key. You are the notable person, because they are realizing, they're taking a look that the one they thought was the one is not the one. In fact, it's you. Magnifying glass can also be, going back to do something, that you overlooked in the past. They overlooked you in the past. They did not think you were the one in the past. Now they've had a change of heart. They've had a realization. They've had this epiphany, this aha. They get it now. But meanwhile, you're just in your own world. I'm just sitting here doing me. I'm just trying to recover through the hell I've been through. And he pops. So, you should probably get ready with Scorpios. If you're not. Okay. Oh, and they're saying put your stinger away. Don't lash out when the conversation begins. So this is how you see this connection. You have this Ten of Wands, enchanting gifts, the thinking woman, and children. At the bottom of the card, children, it says your love life is being affected by children. Now, this card is all about, there's this important task, knocking at your door. There's this important decision, choice that you have to make. This card also speaks about, a profound and miraculous healing. For you, they're also saying this means you need to open up to this. So you have gone through some tremendous healing in all areas, but you have had to heal from this relationship because of the past. So in the past, you felt, see this cat's smacking at some yarn. In the past, you have felt like they were playing with you. You felt they were playing games with you. You also felt that things were not balanced. You were giving more than they were giving to the relationship. They're saying for a number of you, you weren't even in an official relationship. You were like dating, but you still didn't feel that they were making any effort. You were just felt like, okay, they're giving it a half-hearted attempt. And for some of you, there's also something that has had to be healed with a child or children that you have with him. Or a child you lost together. I'm sorry for losing a child. But you've had this stuff that you've had to heal from the past, from him. And you've also had other things that you've been healing. Again, you're coming out of this hellacious battle. You're in a phase of healing, recovering. You've been put through the gamut, Scorpios. But you are the phoenix. You go through this terrible stuff, death, and you have rebirth. You're rebirthing now, Scorpios. But you have had a lot that you've had to heal. And so now you are at this point where you have finished healing all those things, and you are now contemplating moving in a new direction, moving away from them, no longer waiting for them. And it's not that you were waiting for them because you've been so busy with this other thing that you were doing and dealing with, but you're finished with that now. That's concluded. So now you're wanting to move forward in life. You're wanting to have children. You're wanting to have a family. You desire these things. You want these things. And now you're evaluating and looking. You're like, well, he wasn't giving me that. He still doesn't appear to be giving me anything because he's giving it to somebody else. So it's time for me to move forward with someone who can give me those things, someone I can have that with. And you are contemplating doing that at this point because you are ready for that. And they're saying that you are open. Your heart is open. You are open and ready for that. Your heart is also open for them. They're saying your heart is open because you have healed. You still would like those things, but they're saying you're starting to be logical. You're looking at things now logically. Because a lot of times twin flames, things in our mind, we're not physically seeing it. So in your mind and your heart, you feel this connection, but you're like, I'm not physically seeing a damn thing. I've got to be logical. I've got to make a logical decision. These cards are, this is what you desire. This is the outcome you desire with them in February. You have the Knave of Swords. You have Yin Yang, you have Treasure Island, and you have Soulmate. And at the bottom it says, yes, this is your soulmate. Now this card, this is about, being protected, but being protected by our intelligence and our words. You are highly intelligent. Some of you might be writers. You're very good at expressing yourself. So the thing is, what you desire in February, you want the truth. You want them to communicate with you. You want them to express their soul. You want them to share the information with you. You know that the number of you know that they're your other half. You know that you're twin flames. You know that you're twin souls. For those of you in divine relationship, you know that you have this divine connection with them. You know they're your soulmate. You know they're the one. You know that they're the treasure. You know that. But you're at this point of logic where you're trying to make a decision. And you'll be making a decision because you need them to, this card's also about opening up, communicate. It's, opening your heart up. So you're at this point of making this decision, but you need them to communicate. Because deep down, you don't want to go in a new direction. You don't want to. Because this is the outcome you desire with them in February 2019. You desire them communicating so the two of you can come together and you can start actually enjoying your time together, enjoying life together. The treasure, this is also about discovery. So you want them to share the truth. You want to know why. Why did they behave in the way they did? Why did they treat you the way that they did? Why did they do those things? You also want to know how they feel. Did they never feel any of this? Did they not feel the connection? Why could they behave in such a heartless manner? Because the only thing that's going to bring the two of you to this state, and all three of the four cards are beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. What's going to bring this all together instantaneously is them communicating. Them communicating with you is in fact the thing that is going to bridge the gap between the two of you. It is going to bring the two of you together. It's going to have the two of you fully opening your hearts, fully opening up your emotions, fully delving into getting to know each other again, rediscovering each other. And for some of you, even discovering each other, because you really didn't have that much time together. Because this connection is so deep with your souls. They're saying it's eternal. And all it takes is some communication. And that's what you want. You want that communication in February. You don't really want to move on. But you do want them, and you need them to communicate. Now, as far as what is going on with them. Ooh, that's ugly. So we have 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords, victory, free yourself, and at the bottom it says it's time to take back control of your life. Now, the 7 of Swords, this is about, freeing yourself from burdens and abandoning. Okay, so this is abandoning someone. It can also be abandoning something. They're saying abandoning someone without any regrets. And then you've got this 10 of Swords, and that's, feeling like all is lost, like you are at rock bottom. You are empty. You are filled with pain. But you see, she's laying on the ground, so she's looking up at the sunny sky. So even though being at rock bottom, you can see the rebirth. You can see the light. The victory card, this card can be deceiving. To look at, you're like, oh, this is so beautiful, and none of this is beautiful. So this card actually, it has a number of different meanings. Obviously, there is the meaning victory, success, but it's also indicative of having success because you have successfully gone inward. You've done some reflection. You've done some internal evaluation. You've done some internal healing. So he has gone through hell himself, although he's gone through it in a relationship. He has been in a very toxic, volatile, and even it could be abusive, verbally abusive relationship that has been filled with pain, has been filled with deceit. But he has taken the time to do some healing. He's done internal healing. He's done evaluation. He's actually been able to see the truth of the situation. And he's come to the realization, and he has made the decision, hence he's had this successful healing, that he is ready to free himself from this. He's ready to take back his power. He's ready to leave this person without feeling any guilt or shame or remorse or regrets, because they're now ready to get on to their destined path in love. They know that this is not their destined path. They know that this is very bad for them. They want to, get off of it. Okay. They were telling me to look at the graphics of this card. Now, I don't know if you can see that. You see how these plants, this one looks like a plant, but over here it just looks like spots. So it looks like blood. So it's been like a downright battle, bloody, beat down battle with this person, this relationship. The thing they wanted me to see is, I've never noticed before, there's an A and a D. Could be the first initials of theirs. And then this looks like a rope. They're likening it to a snake. They're pointing out this belt around, which you would think would be, I've never noticed before that it's not this beautiful unicorn. It looks kind of like a goat. That's what they're saying. He's been deceived. He was pulled into this relationship with this person. Their initials could be A and D, DNA, whatever. But the person was a snake. The person was deceptive. The person was lying. The person was selling themselves as though they were this beautiful, magical unicorn. I'm your soulmate. I'm your other half. This is amazing. We're meant to be. They were lying to him. They were deceiving him. They were tricking him. They were trying to trap him. They were trying to ensnare him, enslave him, I'm hearing as well. They made him feel as though he had a noose around his neck. He could not get out. He could not escape this. They were a slithery, slimy snake. But he's healed. He's now ready for rebirth. He's ready to get out of this, and he's ready to do it with zero regrets. And they're saying that he is doing that in February. Now, for some, there are legal matters. Like, it could be a divvying up of assets. Maybe they own property together. Maybe they, have a business together. But for some, won't be officially over until late summer or fall because of legal matters. Again, divvying things up. But he's done this month, they're saying. Now, do keep in mind with timing, that can vary. Plus, we have free will. If they're dilly-dallying and they don't jump and have the courage to take the action steps that they need to do, that can vary. But they're saying they don't really want to keep themselves in that prison any longer. They're ready. Now, as far as how they see the connection with you, because again, it is a connection. The two of you are not together. You have the card Justice. You have the Three of Swords, action, clean it up, trust. And at the bottom of trust, it says the situation is calling for you to have faith. Now, this Justice card, this is all about You know, there isn't a right or wrong. Rather, there is actions and consequences. They deeply hurt you in the past. They know that they hurt you deeply. They know that their actions hurt you deeply. What? Okay. Huh. Let me see if I can reach the book. They want me to read the book for you for this Three of Swords card. Okay. Three of Swords. This one. When pain beats down on your own helpless vulnerability, it is as if a lightning bolt has fallen on a delicate plant. Only the offering of your beating and sincere heart, no matter how much it may hurt, can placate its destructive fury. They want to make it up to you. They want to repair this. Did you see in this card, the swords aren't actually in her chest? Because you've healed. You've pulled them out. But they want to heal it. They want to make it right. They want to clean this mess up. They want to fix it. They want to fix it fast. They're wanting to take action. The thing is that they're hesitating because they are not sure if you will trust them ever again. They are not sure if you are going to allow them in. They feel the consequences of their actions are too much to overcome, but they do have, the angels are saying, they do have a mustard seed of faith remaining, and that's all it takes. All it takes is their mustard seed of faith. So they need to act on their faith, and they want to do that. Now, the outcome that they desire with you in February. You're mirroring each other. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's good. It's good to have you mirroring each other versus wanting opposite things. This is good. It means you can resolve this. Okay. So you have Six of Wands, Six of Swords, this woman holding a coin, truth be told, chemistry. At the bottom of chemistry, it says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Now, this card's about being, you know, guided by beauty and adolescence. This is, you know, going down a journey, but a journey that's like unavoidable. So, what they're saying is he was stuck in this relationship with someone. It was a relationship with someone, it could have been founded on sexual natures, sexual desires, like adolescent desires. So for some, it's a relationship that he got into when he was younger. He was in his adolescent, unwise years when he first started the relationship with her. For others, it was just a foolish decision. It was a decision to jump into this relationship, and it was made foolishly. But he was stuck in this relationship. And he felt stuck because she held the purse string, she held the money. Or for some of them, it was because her intent was money. Now for some, it could be she's an earth sign, so she could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But there was a money factor. The reason that he was stuck and bound to her, there's a money component to that. And he felt stuck. He felt as though it was unavoidable. He felt that he could not escape. He felt trapped. He felt tricked. He felt caged. Because you see this window opening is kind of like a cage. There was, for some, a codependency element. Which figures, you know, sometimes in marriages, people will hold on because they're fearful they can't make it on their own financially. So for some, she was making him believe that she couldn't do it without him. She had to have him. A codependency thing. But he felt stuck. He felt trapped. In February, he wants to share that truth with you. He wants to share that information with you. He wants to let you know. He wants the storm to end. So, what they're pointing out in this card, you see how they're sitting here and there's this big downpour behind them? So you've been going through this emotional storm, this heartbreak. In February, he wants to come in your direction. He wants to take off the mask. He's wearing a mask. He's not been honest. He's not been truthful. He has not shared with you how he feels. You notice there's all these hearts coming out here? He has not shared with you how he feels, how he cares for you, how he has a deep love for you. He's not shared that with you. He's kept that to himself. So in February, he wants to share with you how he feels. He also wants to share with you the truth about this whole relationship. This prison, they're saying this prison that he was in, this hellacious prison that he was in. He wants to share that with you. You see in his hand, he's got this like white globe floating above his hand, and she's kind of like pointing at it like, oh. It's because he wants her to see this. He wants to illuminate the truth for her. He wants to share with her, okay, the storm's behind us, baby. You see, he's got his arm around her. You're safe. I love you. The storm is behind us. We're moving forward. Here's what happened. Here's why I had to go in that direction. Here's everything that happened. So he wants to share that with you. That is what you desire this month as well. And that is the thing that will repair this. And that he wants to repair things, because we were seeing, you know, how he sees the connection. He regrets what happened in the past. So the communication he desires to have with you this month is in fact the thing that will repair it. And that's also what both of you desire. Now, Scorpios, as far as what the angels are recommending you do this month, you have wasp spirit. And at the bottom it says, sometimes life stings. Oh my gosh. I think we're at like half of the signs now have had this card. And every time I finish a reading, I wanted a card. One card at a time, put them back in the deck. And then I shuffle. And I shuffle. And I shuffle. And I shuffle. And half the people have this stinking card. So this card is all about, you know, when a wasp stings you, they're not like a bee where they sting you once and then they die. Oh no, a wasp can get you multiple times. They have that gift that keeps on giving. So wasp stings, they hurt. But wasps do have positivity. Wasps are what keeps our insect population under control. They help our plants and our flowers bloom and grow. You know, they're essential. It hurts, it's painful, but we need them. They serve a very important, vital, grand purpose. This pain that you have gone through with him has in fact served a purpose. You know that. Those of you that are twins, it spurred tremendous healing in you that you had to go through. You would not be coming together with him had you not done that healing work. And had the two of you come together and life had been just peachy and rosy like it's about to be, you would have never done the healing work. That's the thing with twins. They trigger each other. They force the healing. You can't come together until the healing's done. You have to each go to your own corners to go through your own healing work. And then you can come back when you're both done. It triggered the healing that you needed to have happen. Secondly, you had the time that you needed to go through the other things that you've been dealing with in life. He too needed this time to go through healing. It served a purpose. There's actually positive to it. So they're encouraging you to change your perspective. Look at the positivity. They're also, again, saying, put your stinger away, Scorpios. You love him. Don't sting him the second he comes in, because he's what you're wanting. He's what you're looking for. You have the seeker. On the back, it says the thing you seek is at your feet and always has been. He's always been there. He's always been connected to you. You know that. They're saying they just want to remind you of that. Put your stinger away. Don't sting him, Scorpios. Okay. And last, this will be the outcome in February. Now, they do always say this is the outcome in February. Granted, you heed their advice, and granted also that the other person is taking their action steps, because obviously he needs to finish and conclude something. As long as he's got the courage to do that, this is what the two of you will be stepping into. And as long as you don't sting anyone, then this will be your outcome for this month. What you have is you have the Strength card, second chakra, Archangel Ariel, between worlds. You have true love in reverse. At the bottom it says this is the romance of a lifetime, and you have this could be the one, and it says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So, this month, he's going to have the courage to end this relationship because he's ready to create something real. He's ready to create something to stand the test of time. He's ready to move into your direction. Now that's interesting because when I was pulling the cards, I thought it was so weird that true love popped out. And then I thought it was weird that right after that popped out, this could be the one. Now they're explaining why. So, if you can see this has this between worlds. This dark, gray, murky place into this beautiful paradise filled with celebration. You've got all these little curly cues. And you've got this true love in reverse on this side. You've got this could be the one, which is the true real love on this side. So he has been in this relationship, this prison, this little hell that he's been in. He did at one time think that was his true love. He did at one time think that was his soulmate, that was the one. But he has come to the realization that they are not it. And in February, others saying he has also come to the realization that you're the one. They're pretty sure you're the one. Just like, so for those of you that are twins, just like you have this connection with them all the time, you have the telepathic communications and all these different things, like you know. They know too. But it says, this could be the one because they're going to be moved forward in your direction so you guys can get to know each other and then you can have the physical confirmation of what you both intuitively know. But they're confident you're the one. They have come to that realization that they made the wrong choice. So in February, because they want to create this happiness, because they want to be with the one, because they in fact do desire the same things that you do, in February, they're going to take that person on. They're going to end it so that they can create something with you. They're going to be in this in-between phase. Now, you're not going to be hearing from them. What are they talking about? Oh. Okay. So for some of you, the twin flame thing, we're going to try to get this wrapped up. I want to get the readings done while I've still got some daylight. So you'll notice look how dark and cryptic this is. I mean, she's just glaring, kind of evil. She's got this black cat. And this was in that, he felt stuck. He felt like he could not avoid it. He felt like he had no choice but to go in this relationship. That is because for those of you that are twin flames, and this is twin flame specific, when it comes to twin flames, because of their soul purpose, because of what twin flames, what we are here to do, we have the spiritual war that's going on. You all know that there's a spiritual war that's going on. It's what's happening. It is where we're at right now. Now, she, twin flames are angelics in human bodies. She is she's a darker being, a lower vibration being. She is what is called a reptilian. Now, it's interesting, if you ever heard a video that I posted, I don't know, 2 or so years ago, one of the, I'll often, in my own healing, like I'll be, usually I'm doing dishes and then Jesus will pop in and tell me, oh, you need to do a soul contract cancellation. Sit down when you're done with dishes. I'm like, oh, okay. So I did a video about how my twin flame's ex-wife had come in and this was years ago because this was the first time and I had, sat down, I'm like, okay, Jesus, what are we doing? And they bring in his ex-wife and she's got this reptilian. So we did we actually did a depossession, essentially, is what we did. So we pulled this reptilian thing out, but I didn't feel that was it. I didn't feel that was over. And in hindsight, I should have actually listened to what Jesus said. I have now learned to pay very close attention to the words they say. Because he told me he may now, talking about my twin, he may now begin to disconnect from her. He didn't say he was totally disconnected from her. He said he may begin to disconnect from her. I'm like, what? What? Okay. So fast forward, you get into the next year, and now he's suddenly dating somebody. He's taking somebody with his family. They're going on family vacation. What the heck? I thought he was supposed to disconnect with her and come to me. What the hell? This went wrong. This was a bad plan. But anyhow, so you fast forward, and then it gets to around the holiday time, Christmas, Thanksgiving again. And I'm again doing dishes, and Jesus pops in. You need to do a soul contract cancellation today. Okay, great. And so I sit down. Who's it with this time? Oh, just sit down. We'll show you. And so I sit down. It's a whole solid year later. And so in comes my twin's ex-wife again. I'm like, for the love of God. Because I had already done a soul contract with her 2 years prior to that. So my first, when you listen to the video, my first soul contract cancellation with her was 2 years before that, around the holidays. And all that was a soul contract cancellation. That was it. I thought it was done. Fast forward to the next holiday season. Suddenly, I'm seeing she got the devil inside of her. We're doing a depossession, pulling the reptilian out. Oh, he can begin to disconnect from her. And I'm like, okay, well, why did you make me think the thing last year was effective and now we've got this? And they told me then, they said, you were not prepared to handle something so dark and evil yet. You weren't ready for it. Now you can handle something that evil, that dark, that something of such a low vibration. I'm like, okay. So fast forward a whole year later then. I'm sitting down. All right, Jesus, what are we doing today? Soul contract. And she comes. And I know something didn't feel right the year before. Like, there wasn't just darkness in her that we removed. There was darkness that's her. That's her soul essence. And I'm sitting there, and she comes, and all of a sudden she morphs into a reptilian again. And I just had a feeling. I look over at Archangel Michael, and he tells me, yep, that's what she is. We can't remove it. And I looked at Jesus, and he said, he's correct. She's a reptilian. That is what she is. And so then they just, would take me through this whole process to disconnect. And then when we were done and we finished, they said, now he will finalize and be completely disentangled and free from her. And that's good. So meanwhile, moving fast forward, twin flames. Those of you where your twin has been in this toxic relation, she is a reptilian. The reason he felt so stuck in this hell he could not get out of, the reason he felt he had no control is because it was a spiritual thing. It was spiritual. And don't worry, because even if, you've not had a healer do any disconnecting for you and you don't do healing work and you've not gone through something to have that all be disconnected, don't worry, God already took care of it. God's taking care of them. Now, for most of you, don't realize that the stuff that needs to be disconnected is actually, they're getting to you through him. That's why I had to cut the stuff with her. It was against me. They keep you stuck by keeping them stuck, but it's a spiritual thing. So this spiritual dark hold that was on him via her, hence the black cat, hence the evil look, was because opposite teams. Very, very low vibration and the ultimate highest vibration. Real quick, one last thing to help you, so that those of you, because some of you are like, they're saying you're not crazy. You're not crazy. It is a spiritual thing. You're highly intuitive. You know what's going on. You do. You're not crazy. A guy I dated years ago, very, very, very dark. Anyhow, I had to do all this healing myself to free this person. But at one point, his soul had come in, and he morphed into this reptilian. He's making faces, and they really try to scare people, because if you're not prepared and you've not dealt with something that dark, as Christians look at it, demonic. It's demonic. It's the low vibration. If you've not dealt with something that dark, it's extremely frightening. So he was trying to frighten me and scare me. Well, at this point, I'd been dealing with those things for a number of years. And I'm like, well, what do you want? We disconnected from you. Why are you here? He's like, well, I'm your enemy. I'm from Draco. I'm your enemy. I'm like, well, I know that, but I'm done with you. We're finished. And then that was it, and he was finally gone for good. But what the angels were telling me was that was just more confirmation for me of this spiritual war. You are a twin flame. You and your twin are angelics. There are others extremely low vibration, reptilians. It's a spiritual war. So, for those of you where he was stuck in a relationship and could not free himself from her, it's because she's a reptilian, she's a very low vibration, and she had a spiritual chokehold on him, trying to squeeze the life out of him, which is why they were bringing up those graphics of that donkey-looking unicorn that was not magical stuck in the cage with the little blood marks on him. They were trying to bleed him dry. But guess what? God's breaking him free. The spiritual war is over. And they're saying again, sweetheart, don't worry. If you haven't seen, like me, I got to go through all the soul contract stuff and work our way through that to free myself and free my other half. Who knows when and if he's ever going to find that out. That's okay. They're saying at some point down the road, I'll share that with him. But you don't have to have done anything. Some people ask me sometimes, can I do anything to help my divine masculine? You don't have to do anything. The thing with this, it was me and her. Most of you, it's actually between you and her, but even still, you don't have to do anything, because guess what? This is a destined, fated union. This is coming together, period, in 2019. Twin flames are to be in union by the end of 2019, period. Now, that's a twin flame specific. This is not for twin souls. It's not for soulmates. It is a twin flame specific thing. There are single digits that will not be coming to union. 99.999% will be by the end of 2019. It's destined, it's fated. So even if you weren't doing soul contract cancellations, even if you didn't know that those things happen, don't worry, God and the angels already took care of it. God, Jesus, and angels, they're on it. And people that are twin flames, regardless of their religious upbringing, always have a very strong connection with Jesus. There's reasons why I'm not covering that today, because we need to wrap this video up. But the spiritual, toxic, horrible, hellacious relationship that he was in is over. It's only something that spiritual, dark, and demonic that could make him think this is true love. It's not true love. But he's free of it. He is making the transition this month. He is coming your way because he's ready to create something magical. Now, I'm hearing some of you guys want dates. Oh, they want to show you this. Okay. So the bottom of this deck. You see Scorpios, you got your bag. This is the bottom of the one deck of cards. This is that energy oracle deck. So you get your bags, you're ready to start on this journey, you're ready to go. You're ready for happiness, you're ready to go through that door, you're ready for it. You got your bags packed, you're ready, you're moving in that direction. And guess what? Communication is what suddenly shifts, instantaneously shifts things, changes things, heals things. So that your door to happiness, your door to value, it bursts open with him. Because he's the one, because you're the one. Trust. They are saying trust. Because, you know, Scorpios. Typically when a Scorpio is scorned, she's like, done, deuces, I'm out. For good. But you can't let this one go. You've not been able to. You've even been shocked by that along the way. It's because he's the one. Now, let's see. Went over. Okay. Okay. Just asking, when will this be officially done with her? Like they were saying earlier. This means autumn, and this means like, you know, soon, like right now. The thing is, for those of you that's autumn, don't be freaking out. I can tell you're already freaking, don't freak out. This is the Tower. This also means like something that is official. So he has been in a number of them, not all of them, but a number of them have been in some official contracts, some official agreements, some official business. There is something they need to legally split, disperse. Maybe they own real estate together. They need to sell those properties. And like for some, okay, they want you to have an example. So for some where they felt like they were trapped because it was money, maybe they did own properties together. And she was hanging that over his head, making him think, no, you're not going anywhere. We have properties. What do you think you're going to do? Well, suddenly this spiritual chokehold on him frees up. God's like, no, fly away, one. Fly away. You are done. You've served your time in prison. You, dear, have been pardoned. It is time for you to get out of here. And then suddenly he's got the epiphany. I'm not stuck. We're just going to sell those properties and we're going to split the proceeds. Dunzo. It's an official thing. It can take until this fall. It can take until, you know, August, September, October until those properties are sold and the proceeds are divvied up between the two of them. That's what that's all about. But he's done this month. He's done now. Now, when is he going to contact you? Some of you will be shortly. It'll be in February. Others of you, you're looking at around July. So hopefully that helps. What? They're funny. Okay. I love how the angels work. They told me to look at the bottom of the deck. You've got anchor. That's very swiftly pulling your anchor, heading in a new direction. One of the things that kept him stuck, fish, money, finances. One of the reasons he stayed stuck for so long because that money was held over his head. And he's been like, forget it. I don't care. I'm out. I'm leaving this. I'm leaving this nightmare. I am going to overcome that mountain, overcome that hurdle. I'm done with this toxicity. I'm done with the trickery. I'm done with the lies, the deception, the foolishness that's been going on. I am moving in the direction of true love with her. And if you look, her eyes are bright and red, like she's been crying. He's headed your way, Scorpios. He knows you're looking for him. He knows that he is yours and you are his, and he's coming your way. So I wish you all an amazing month filled with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.